Kim Kardashian channels her inner cougar with Justin Bieber.
Is this a joke?
Why they love their prey so young.
That is so embarrassing.
Whoa, because nobody saw this coming back around like this. Just when people thought the Kardashian empire had survived every scandal imaginable, old footage has resurfaced that's making even longtime fans uncomfortable. Social media is on fire. Comment sections are in chaos, and one meme keeps trending next to another in a way that feels unsettling to a lot of people. Kim Kardashian and Justin Bieber. And this time, it's not about fashion, music, or a red carpet moment. It's about moments from the past that many are now looking at through a very different lens. What nobody expected was how fast these clips spread. One repost turned into 1,000 stitches. One forgotten interview turned into a full-blown debate about boundaries, power, and Hollywood's double standards. People aren't laughing anymore. They're asking serious questions. And the silence from certain corners is only making the noise louder. Because when you strip away the glamour, the filters, and the carefully curated images, what's left is a situation that feels awkward at best and disturbing at worst to a lot of viewers today. And while no charges were ever filed and no official wrongdoing was proven, the public reaction is proof that perception matters, especially when time exposes things people once brushed off as just jokes. So, how did we get here? How did moments that were once treated as playful or harmless suddenly turn into a storm of criticism years later? To understand why people are so upset now, you have to go all the way back to the beginning, before the backlash, before the hashtags, before anyone thought these clips would ever resurface. Back then, Kim Kardashian was on a mission. This was the era when her name was everywhere, but she was still fighting to be taken seriously as more than a reality TV star. She was building her brand brick by brick, using every appearance, every headline, every opportunity to stay visible. Meanwhile, Justin Bieber was the biggest teenage pop star on the planet. He wasn't just famous, he was a global phenomenon. Millions of fans, endless paparazzi, and a level of attention that most adults would struggle to handle, let alone a teenager. Their worlds collided at a time when celebrity culture played by very different rules. Hollywood didn't blink at age gaps, the media rarely questioned uncomfortable dynamics, and if something made headlines, that was often seen as a win, not a warning sign. Kim and Justin crossing paths felt like just another headline at the time, a reality star and a teen idol sharing space in the celebrity ecosystem. But looking back now, people are noticing details they ignored before. There was the infamous magazine photo shoot that had everyone talking. The poses, the styling, the energy. At the time, it was marketed as edgy and playful. Some people laughed it off, others felt uneasy but didn't quite know why, and the media? They treated it like normal celebrity fluff. No outrage, no think pieces, just clicks and commentary. Then there were the interviews, the jokes, the comments that were meant to sound lighthearted but now feel different. Kim openly talking about having a crush, laughing about age, playing into rumors for attention. Back then, many brushed it off as harmless banter. Today, people are asking why nobody pushed back. And here's the twist. It wasn't just one moment. It was a pattern of interactions that, when stitched together years later, created a narrative people can't ignore anymore. Fast forward to now, and the internet is doing what it does best: digging. Old clips are being reposted with new captions. Fans are freezing frames, replaying interviews, and pointing out body language that feels uncomfortable in hindsight. Comments like, "How did we not see this before?" and "If the roles were reversed, this would have ended someone's career," are everywhere. What's really fueling the outrage is the age factor. People aren't just talking about flirtation or jokes, they're talking about power imbalance. A grown celebrity with influence and media training interacting with someone who was still growing up under an intense spotlight. And while nothing illegal was ever proven, many viewers are saying legality isn't the only issue. Ethics matter. And that's where things get messy. Because Hollywood has a long history of excusing behavior as long as it looks good on camera. If everyone's smiling, if the headline sounds fun, then it must be fine, right?
But now, years later, audiences are less willing to accept that logic. People are more protective, more critical, more aware of how fame can blur boundaries. Justin Bieber's own journey adds another layer to this story. Over the years, he's been open about struggling with fame at a young age. He's talked about feeling overwhelmed, exploited, and exposed too early. Fans are now connecting those dots, wondering how many situations he was placed in that adults around him should have questioned more deeply. And that's where the criticism expands beyond Kim alone. Some are asking, where were the managers, the parents, the executives? Why was this kind of interaction treated as entertainment instead of a red flag? But Kim's name is at the center of the storm because of her visibility and because of her silence now.
As these clips resurface, people expected some kind of response, even a simple acknowledgement. Instead, there's been nothing. No statement, no reflection, no clarification. And in the world of social media, silence is often seen as guilt, even when it isn't. Fans are split down the middle. Some are defending Kim, saying people are rewriting history and projecting modern standards onto the past. They argue that nothing inappropriate happened and that the outrage is exaggerated. Others say that's exactly the problem, that behavior was normalized when it shouldn't have been. And the comments are brutal. People are calling out double standards, pointing out how differently the situation would be viewed if a male celebrity had behaved the same way with a teenage girl. Others are questioning why the media protected certain figures while destroying others for far less. The word accountability keeps coming up again and again. What makes this situation even more intense is how it ties into a larger conversation about celebrity culture, about how fame shields people, about how jokes can cross lines when there's a power imbalance, about how we, as viewers, once laughed along without questioning what we were consuming. Kim Kardashian has built her brand on reinvention. She's survived scandals, lawsuits, divorces, and public scrutiny that would have ended most careers. She's mastered the art of turning controversy into currency. But this time feels different to some people because it's not about a leaked tape or a messy relationship. It's about responsibility. And responsibility doesn't come with a glam filter. The emotional impact of this situation goes beyond one headline. For Justin Bieber fans, it reopens conversations about how young stars are treated, about how adults around them sometimes fail to protect them, about how fame can blur lines until it's too late to undo the damage. For Kim, it challenges the carefully curated image of growth and maturity she spent years building. Whether fair or not, people are questioning her past behavior through a modern lens, and once that happens, there's no way to control the narrative anymore. Families get dragged into it. Children become part of the conversation. Viewers start asking uncomfortable questions about what kind of environment young stars, and young people in general, are exposed to in Hollywood. And that's the part nobody can ignore. Because this isn't just about two celebrities anymore. It's about a system that allowed moments like this to be packaged as entertainment. It's about how society laughed then, but cringes now. It's about growth, or the lack of it. So where does this leave things now? There are no arrests, no charges, no court cases. Just public opinion, shifting standards, and a growing demand for accountability in an industry that rarely offers it. Kim may never address this, Justin may never comment, and Hollywood will likely move on to the next scandal. But the internet doesn't forget. These clips will keep resurfacing, these conversations will keep happening, and every time they do, they force people to ask the same question. Just because something was accepted back then, does that make it okay now? Maybe the real scandal isn't what happened, but how easily everyone looked away. And if this story shocked you,
Just know this, there are countless other moments from Hollywood's past that haven't been re-examined yet. Moments people laughed at, moments people ignored, moments that might not look so harmless anymore. So the question is, how many more are still hiding in plain sight? Let me know what you think, because this conversation is far from over.